Only you knew what was going on, and only you could fix it. But when you did, everything changed. Welcome to another Monday Minutes with Michael. There are times in our life where we go through a lot of stuff. And that stuff nobody ever sees. Nobody ever saw the time that you stayed up late at night, praying on your knees, hoping that your child would make it home that night. Nobody saw the sleepless nights that you had when you're taking a test trying to get certified for a certain position. And you failed the test once, and then you failed the test again, and you failed it for a third time. Nobody saw that you're sitting there over and over and over again studying for this test, just figuring out a way, how am I going to get this test done? Nobody saw the times that people were talking behind your back, and everything that they were saying you absolutely knew were not true. Nobody saw the times that you were accused of doing stuff that you know you didn't do. Nobody saw those times that you had to work 2 or 3 jobs just to make a living for your family. Nobody saw those times that you didn't have enough to eat. That the only food that you have went to your child. Nobody saw those times that you had to go to the food pantry and wait in line, get a ticket, sit down, wait in line just so you could get enough food for the week. Nobody saw those times that you worked your tail off trying to get that promotion for that job. It was always behind the scenes, the things that you were doing to get ready, to get prepared, to get that job. And then once you got to that job, you got turned down. And for what reason? It was never given. Nobody saw those times that you stayed up late at night, praying on your knees. God, just make a way. Nobody saw those times that you couldn't stop drinking. Nobody saw those times that you were laying on that couch, getting ready to die, until the Lord came in and He made a way for you to get to a rehab center and saved your life. Nobody saw those times that you couldn't put down those drugs, and you just knew that there had to be a better way. Nobody saw those times that when you were in rehab, you were still struggling, and you just needed somebody to talk to. Nobody saw those times when you couldn't provide for your family, when you had a family of 3 kids, or you had a family of 4 kids, and you couldn't provide for everybody to eat. So you just sat back and you just let the kids eat. Nobody saw those times. But what they did see was you coming out on the other side of those times, a stronger person, a stronger warrior, a stronger person in character, because everything that you went through was meant for you to go through. And sometimes we don't understand that. But what it did was it made you a stronger person. Because the thing is, when you go through those things in life, no, you don't want to tell anybody what's going on. Sometimes you put on that mask. And that mask could be a mask of, hey, I'm okay, everything's all right, when it's an absolute disaster. But in that point, in that part of life, you can always help somebody else because you've been through it. And here's the thing about it. Again, you came out of it a stronger person. You are a survivor. You are a warrior. Nobody saw those times that you had cancer. You didn't want to tell anybody because you didn't want anybody to have pity on you. But you came out of it, and now you're cancer free. So whatever you've gone through, people see who you are now, and that's what's important. And you should be proud of you because nobody saw the struggles that you had to go through. And with that being said, as I end every single video, continue to live your life with grace, gratitude, and greatness. Continue to protect your peace. And remember how strong you truly are because nobody ever saw. Have a great week, everybody, and I will see you next week on Monday Minutes with Michael.